Hello and welcome back to Artemisse Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today for this reading in which we are tuning into the energy of your connection to uncover how your person is feeling about you right now. This person could be your soulmate, your future spouse, or whoever you might want to ask about, even if you have not yet met this person. We're going to look into what is in their heart, what they might be hiding, as well as what their intentions might be going forward. We have 3 readings for you to pick from today, and to help you choose, I have these cute little fruit candies. Group 1 has the grape candy. Group 2 has the orange candy. And group 3 has the peach candy. Please take your time to pick the reading that's calling out to you the most. You are welcome to pause the video if you would like, and feel free to pick more than one reading if you are asking about more than one person or if you're drawn to them. It could be that there is a unique combination of messages for you. Once you have decided, you can find your timestamp down below, and I will meet you at your reading. This reading is for those of you who have chosen Group 1 with our grape candy. Thank you for joining me for your reading, in which we will find out how your person is feeling about you right now. This person could be your soulmate, your future spouse, or whoever else you might have in mind, even if you have not yet met this person. We're going to look into what is in their heart, as well as the intentions of this connection. So first, we shall begin with an energy check to understand how both sides of this connection are showing up. We'll do this in a person 1 and person 2 style, and I have 1 card for you and 1 card for your person of interest. You can decide which of these 2 cards represents your energy and which represents your person's energy. Or if both sound very resonant for you, then that means you and your person are strongly mirroring each other. So, for the cards, we have the Queen of Cups for person 1. And for person 2, we have the 2 of Swords. This is very interesting. Let us start off with our person 1 with the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups represents emotional depth. There's intuition and compassion here as well. This person definitely has a very sensitive heart. They feel deeply, and their emotions are perhaps subtle at times, but very, very powerful. Even if they don't show it outwardly, there is quite a gentle and nurturing energy toward their partner who is coming through as the 2 of Swords. This Queen of Cups might think of the 2 of Swords person often, and the Queen of Cups senses their mood or can feel waves of emotion when the 2 of Swords person is not around. There is a lot of care here that goes beyond words. This is also water energy, so we might have some strong water signs in this person's chart. The Queen of Cups energy also shows someone who is rather introspective and reflective. They might spend time considering their emotions before acting, or trying to understand what they feel and why they feel that way. This person is deeply connected to the emotional undertones of the relationship, and they may have a natural tendency to kind of absorb or reflect the energy of those around them, especially the energy of their romantic partner. For many of you watching, this is very likely to have the situation where the Queen of Cups person could be an empath, or they are someone who's very gentle and very sweet at heart. Next then, we have our 2 of Swords person. This card reflects inner conflict and a feeling of indecision. It shows that this person is currently at a crossroads. They might be torn between their heart and their mind, and they are feeling a pull toward this connection. However, something is holding them back. It could be, for some of you, this Two of Swords person has a fear of vulnerability, or there might be some uncertainty about the timing, or it could be hesitation to act on their emotions. The Two of Swords is also air energy. So this person could have strong air signs in their sun, moon, rising, or Venus. This person could often appear slightly cold or tough, but it is quite clear that they're actually rather emotional, or in this case, they're indecisive in this moment because perhaps what is on paper is not aligning with how their heart is feeling. And although they might usually be the type to go with logic, for some reason they can't help but feel such a strong pull from their heart in this connection. There is definitely a lot of deep affection and sensitivity present, but there's also that hesitation and self-protection as well. This person could be holding back because the depth of their feelings is feeling extremely overwhelming, and they're not exactly used to that sensation. They might also want to move forward, but they're unsure of how to do so without risking emotional exposure. If one or both of these cards are sounding like you or your person, then you have picked the right reading. Otherwise, please feel free to pick a different one that you might have been drawn to. For the next part of our reading, we have this card to get us an idea of your person's current thoughts about you. So the card we got is, this is the Six of Cups. Wow, this is actually very beautiful energy, and this card is actually considered a soulmate card. So when your person thinks about you, they are flooded with a feeling of recognition and nostalgia. You represent a sense of familiarity and comfort and sweetness as well. This connection is one that feels very timeless. And the Six of Cups often points toward memories or past experiences, as well as emotional bonds that could linger in the heart. Your person could replay small moments in their minds, perhaps the way you laughed, or the conversations that you two shared, or even the feeling of comfort of simply just being near you. There is such a warmth in their image of you in their mind and in their heart. There is a sense that you occupy a special and cozy space in their being. This card also suggests a feeling of longing as well as reflection. Your person could wonder what could have been, and they might be questioning the timing or the circumstances of your connection. There is that mixture of joy and also a little bit of sadness in their thoughts. It's as if they are holding on to the best parts of what they have experienced with you, while also feeling that strong ache and longing for what has not yet unfolded within this connection. This card tells us that this person is someone who remembers and thinks of you often. If you have already met this person, it might mean they are often revisiting your older conversations, they're scrolling through photos or messages with you, and they're holding on to memories as well. If you have not yet met this person, then this means this is your person tapping into your soul connection and recognizing that strong sense of home and that strong sense of familiarity. And they revisit this connection all the time. And when they do, their thoughts are so tender and very gentle. Even if they don't tend to communicate these warm thoughts to you, or for some reason they cannot communicate them to you because, for example, you've not yet met, or you are in a phase of separation, these warm, beautiful feelings are present. You have definitely left an impression that continues to really shape their emotions. And this is someone who has carried these memories with them, and they're allowing you to remain a part of their heart. And they're doing so either consciously or subconsciously. Now then, we shall move on to the core of their emotional state. The cards that will tell us about their current feelings are right here. And we have the Moon. Ooh. And the other card we got is the King of Wands. This is an actually very interesting combination again. The Moon speaks to a deep and mysterious feeling that they are not yet fully understanding. Or it could talk about things lying beneath the surface. So your person's emotions could be a little bit complex, and sometimes they could even be a little bit contradictory. There is definitely a strong pull toward you. There is an undeniable attraction, but it comes with that little sense of uncertainty. Your person might feel fear. They might be feeling some doubt or confusion about their own feelings, and all these emotions could make them appear distant or hesitant. The Moon energy also reflects a subconscious sense of longing. Even when this person is busy or distracted, they might find that thoughts of you tend to surface unexpectedly. You could show up in their dreams as well as their memories. And there is an instinctual and almost magnetic kind of pull that they feel toward you, whether or not they are acting on it consciously. But paired with our King of Wands here, we see that beneath this emotional uncertainty, there's definitely so much desire, there is admiration, and there's also inspiration. The King of Wands is very bold and passionate, and this shows us that this person is feeling very drawn to your energy in a way that really excites them. You spark their curiosity, their passion, and also you're giving them a lot of motivation to actually take action. They see you as someone who challenges them to be better, as well as to rise up to their full potential or to embrace their own authentic self. Together with the Moon and the King of Wands, this is illustrating someone with a heart that is intense but also complex. Your person is experiencing emotional depth as well as fiery attraction simultaneously. Their feelings are very strong, but they may not yet know how exactly to express them fully just yet. They could be navigating a space where vulnerability is going to be meeting strong feelings of desire. And part of them is still learning how to balance these emotions. For a few of you who picked this reading, these two cards can also suggest an emotional back and forth. Perhaps one moment your person is feeling inspired, excited, and ready to act. And then the next, they may feel a little bit unsure or hesitant or somehow withdrawn. Their heart is pulling them in a clear direction, but their mind could still be catching up to the depth of what they're actually feeling. Or it could just be their mind getting in the way of their feelings. If you have been feeling waves of sudden emotion or unexpected energy from them, like a feeling of their presence, even in their absence, then this is likely why. But I do feel that the connection is active on a level that is both emotional and instinctual. So it is definitely pulling them toward you, even if they are trying to remain cautious or guarded. Finally, let us take these two cards to tell us their intentions or next steps toward you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, as well as the Page of Cups. This is very wonderful energy to have for this section. The Knight of Pentacles indicates a more slow but very deliberate movement toward you. This person wants to approach thoughtfully and with care. They might be considering how to reconnect, or what to say, or how to demonstrate their feelings without rushing into something that they feel a little bit unsure about. This is someone who values stability and reliability, and their actions are often guided by more careful consideration rather than by impulse. Or at least when it comes to this connection in particular, they really want to come in on the right foot. The Page of Cups, however, adds more of an element of emotional openness as well as tenderness. Despite their caution moving forward, this person feels definitely a sincere desire to reach out to you. Their approach may be a little bit subtle at first, perhaps a message, a little compliment, or a small gesture that expresses their interest or their care. The Page of Cups also reflects curiosity, as well as gentle affection and the first steps towards emotional honesty. There's also a bit of a shy but humble energy coming through here. So for some of you, perhaps your person will be coming forth a little bit timidly, but with their heart on their sleeve nonetheless. There will be no games. Even if they come off a little bit shy or inexperienced, their love offer for you will be very clear. And together, these two cards suggest that their next moves will be intentional but a little bit careful. They are slowly testing the water, so to speak, and feeling their way toward this connection. They could be seeking a balance between courage and caution. They are learning to approach their feelings with more sincerity and through small and thoughtful gestures. So you might experience a little bit of a slower progression before they're coming forward with more significant or clear actions. With both of these coming out together, it tells us that your person may not necessarily be ready for those grand gestures or to take immediate action, but they are contemplating how to move toward you in this very moment. Their intentions are definitely sincere. And even if they're moving forward at a slower pace, they have plans to take action toward you. The message here is also drawing your attention to patience as well as timing. Your person is being guided by their internal sense of readiness. They definitely want to express care and emotional honesty, but only when they are feeling secure enough to do so authentically. The cards here suggest that you might notice those subtle signs of their attention first, or perhaps they have already sent you some of these signs that you might have missed. This reading so far shows that the connection between you and your person is very much alive. And there's definitely a lot of attraction, there's care, and also that deep sense of emotional resonance, even if it has not yet fully manifested in words, in action, or in the physical world. The energy of this person toward you is very real. It could be a little bit complex, but it is quite full of potential. However, this connection could really test you or your patience toward the beginning. Finally then, let us get some oracle cards to give us a last bit of advice or words of wisdom for this reading. So we have, be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. Also there is, bloom and attract more than butterflies. And lastly, we have change. As with the falling leaves, embrace change. These cards are so cute and whimsical. Let us begin with be in the present. This card holds the key to this entire story. It reminds us that the power of manifestation is strong within you. If you can dream it, you can manifest it. But it is also a reminder that while your dreams are powerful, you still need to be grounded in the present moment. So if you find yourself wondering when this person will come forward, or when things will change, or when this connection will finally solidify, then this message is encouraging you to stay rooted in what is already right here, right now. Continue tending to your own story and growing the strength in your own heart, as well as your own sense of purpose. The more you are fully present, the more naturally you can align with the version of your future that holds everything that you have been hoping to manifest. And when you do dream of the future, you are already creating its foundations. Especially for those of you who have not yet met this person, the message is that every time you hold those loving, peaceful, or hopeful energies about this person, or about love in general, you are sending that frequency forward, and you're inviting it to return to you in physical form. You don't really need to chase or to overthink it. Simply hold the vision and trust that it is already making its way to you. And next we have this cute little bloom card with a message again about being in the present and becoming the you that you want to be. This card tells us that right now is a season for growth and self-expression. Even if your person feels kind of distant or uncertain, this card asks you to keep blooming anyway. It tells you to nurture your own light and your own purpose, as well as your own happiness. Because when you are in your own element, you're going to be glowing in your own truth and joy. And that is what makes you naturally become so magnetic to everything you want to manifest. Within your connection, this means that as you bloom, by pursuing your passions, by exploring your own creativity, or simply by finding peace in your daily life, and blooming this way, you will attract not only your person's attention, but also new opportunities, support, and love from the world around you. I see the phrase more than butterflies right here. And this makes me think of having the feeling of getting butterflies in romantic connections. And I want to interpret this as the idea that love is not meant to stay in that nervous, uncertain beginning stage. It is meant to mature into something real and something sustainable. Something more than just the feeling of butterflies. And you are being guided to cultivate that kind of love first within yourself, so that when your person approaches with their Page of Cups energy and their Knight of Pentacles steadiness, you will already be standing strong in your own light, and you will be already ready to receive love that is steady and lasting. And finally, we have this Change card. This card carries that wisdom of the cycles. Just as the way the seasons shift, your connection is in a natural process of transformation. The moon energy from earlier showed us that there was some confusion as well as an emotional ebb and flow. But this card reminds us that this flux is not something to be fearful of. Instead, it is something to honor. Your person could be in a change of phase, of awakening, or of realization. And it could also be you who are changing in ways that will prepare you for the next chapter of this bond. Either way, embracing this change means allowing things to unfold without resistance, and trusting that what is meant to stay will remain, and what is meant to leave will make space for something even better. These cards are reassuring you that this transformation is necessary. You are shedding old expectations, you're shedding old fears, and you are removing those old patterns that once perhaps limited you, both in love and within yourself. And just like the falling leaves, this release will make new room for growth in the spring. The love between you and your person is still blossoming. It is very alive, even if it feels quiet at times. So continue dreaming of the future that you desire, but also never forget to enjoy your present. Allow yourself to bloom into your full, radiant self and don't resist the changes that could be coming along the way. Because the truth here is this: change is the soil in which your connection will take root. Growth is a sign that love is real, and your blooming is the signal to the universe that you are ready to receive all that you have been dreaming of. With that said, those are all the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. And feel free to claim all the messages you would like. And since this is a general reading, don't worry if not every single message was for you. And as always, remember that we have the ability to shape our own futures. So please let me know in the comments below if things resonated for you, and please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next one. This reading is for those of you who have chosen group 2 with the orange candy. Thank you for joining me for this reading all about how your person is feeling about you right now. This will be including what is in their heart, their thoughts, as well as what intentions or actions might come next. This could also be someone you already know, your soulmate, your future spouse, or even someone who you have yet to meet in the physical world, but somehow feel connected to on a soul level. We are going to be beginning with an energy check with these 2 cards. One card will be representing you, and the other will be representing your person. You can decide which energy resonates for you and which is representing your person. Sometimes both descriptions could feel resonant, and in that case, it means you and your person are mirroring each other quite strongly. So for person 1, we have... Wow, this is the Empress. Beautiful. And for person 2, we have the Hermit. This is already quite a beautiful pairing. There is some tenderness and depth, but also with a feeling of a little bit of distance between the two at the moment. However, both these cards are major arcana. So I do feel this could be potentially a very significant connection for both of you. So let us start off with our Empress person here. The Empress represents unconditional love, represents abundance, and she also represents emotional maturity. This person radiates a lot of warmth and quite a nurturing energy. They're someone who gives their love freely, often acting as a source of comfort, of inspiration, as well as beauty in other people's lives. Whether it is through words or through their care or just their warm presence, this person knows exactly how to make others feel seen and valued. In this connection, the Empress person is showing up as someone who has a full heart. They have been patient. They have been understanding, and as well, they have been very open. Their love language could be a more gentle style, like listening or remembering small details, or showing up when it matters the most. This is someone who has been through enough emotional growth to really understand the power of calm love and the kind of love that heals rather than demands. However, this energy also hints that the Empress person may sometimes give more than they receive. Their caring nature could really attract people who are still learning how to receive love or how to meet them emotionally at the same level. There is an aura of strength here as well. This is someone who feels deeply but expresses it through grace. Moving on to the Hermit person. This card often represents introspection, as well as solitude and spiritual searching. This person could be someone who processes their emotions more privately. They're not disconnected. In fact, it is quite the opposite. They're actually very deeply connected, but they prefer to understand their own heart before they share it openly with others. This is also the Virgo card. So your person could have Virgo or another earth sign for their sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Or for others of you, this might just mean that this person has strong earth energy traits, such as steadfastness, or a down-to-earth personality, or abundance mindset. At this moment, this person might be spending time alone. They're thinking or reflecting, or perhaps they're even avoiding communication while they try to make sense of their own emotions. It's not that they don't care. The Hermit retreats not because they don't feel, but because what they feel is so strong and so deep that it requires inner stillness to really understand. In this dynamic at the moment, it feels like the Empress has been radiating love outward, while the Hermit has been processing love inward. But regardless of if you are the Empress or the Hermit here, both of you may be sensing each other's energy even when you are physically distant or even if you have not yet met each other. Together, these energies represent a bond of a very deep emotional potential. But it is a bond that is still learning how to balance between giving and receiving and between presence and introspection. If this is feeling aligned with your story, then you have chosen the right pile. Otherwise, I invite you to choose another reading that you might have been drawn to. For this next section, we are going to explore your person's current thoughts about you, such as what is on their mind, either consciously or subconsciously. And the card we have is, oh wow, it's the Lovers card. This is one of the most powerful cards you could receive in a love reading. And this tells us when your person thinks about you, they see you as someone so significant to them. They see you as someone who represents both a spiritual and emotional turning point in their life. The Lovers is not just about romance. It is about alignment. Your person sees you as someone who really awakens something in them, be it a truth, a realization, or a calling toward their own authenticity. They feel that this connection is meant to be. You might have reminded them that love can truly feel wonderful. Even if you are not together right now, they really think of you as the one. Or at the very least, they see you as someone incredibly special to them. Their thoughts about you are more complex because on one hand, there is quite a bit of admiration. They think of your beauty, your heart, and your uniqueness. But on the other hand, there's also a sense of choice and maybe a little bit of fear, because the Lovers can symbolize a decision between following the heart versus following the familiar or practical path. So in this case, this person may be thinking about what it means to choose you. There's definitely a recognition that you are someone amazing and once in a lifetime for them. You're not just another person to them. You are a mirror, or maybe you are a catalyst that sets things in motion for them. And their mind returns to you again and again, not out of infatuation, but instead because your energy just feels very right to them, even if it also feels extremely intense. For some of you who picked this reading, this card could also indicate that your person feels a spiritual bond with you. They might dream about you or feel drawn to you at random times, even if you have never met. You appear in their thoughts when they least expect it, and it is as if the connection has a pulse of its own, gently kind of tugging on their consciousness toward you. Even if your person is silent, know this, they are definitely thinking about you. Now then, let us look at what is in their heart. These two cards will tell us about your person's current feelings. So we have the Ace of Cups, and also there is the Nine of Swords. Wow, this is a very raw as well as emotional combination. Starting with our Ace of Cups. This is pure overflowing love. It is the beginning of emotional renewal. It's that feeling when your heart starts to open again after a long time. Your person is feeling something new when it comes to you. You are awakening emotions that are fresh, deep, and maybe even a little bit overwhelming for them. This could be someone who has struggled to open their heart in the past, but your energy really stirs something within them, something they perhaps are not experienced with handling just yet. The Ace of Cups shows so much genuine affection as well as tenderness and that desire to give. Even if your person has been hurt in the past, or they are jaded or cautious from their past experiences, you have really inspired feelings that they didn't expect to feel again. However, it is also paired with our Nine of Swords, and this card speaks of fear and anxiety as well as overthinking. Your person feels very deeply for you, but it scares them. Their emotions might be so strong that it could trigger old fears or insecurities. They could be losing sleep. They could be questioning their worthiness or worrying that they could mess things up. There's a sense that they want to reach out, to express their love, but their mind somehow keeps whispering doubts like, what if I'm not ready? Or what if you don't feel the same? Or what if I open up and I get hurt again? It's like love and fear are wrestling inside them. The Ace of Cups opens the heart, and the Nine of Swords tries to close it out of self-protection. If you have felt some distance from this person lately, this could be why. They may not be pulling away out of disinterest. Rather, they're very overwhelmed by what they're feeling. And like I said before, your person may not yet know how to handle the vulnerability of this connection. And still though, their emotions are very real. The Ace of Cups does not lie. There's genuine love here, even if it's quietly struggling to find its way through the noise and the fear and the doubt. For a few of you who may have sensed your person's energy shifting recently, maybe it is warm one day and guarded the next, it could be because their heart and mind are in two different places. But underneath all of that, their heart wants to be wide open for you. Finally, let us take a look at what your person intends to do next, or what energy surrounds their upcoming actions toward you. For the cards we have the Knight of Cups, and also the Three of Pentacles. This is very promising energy. The Knight of Cups is a true romantic. This card represents the dreamer, the poet, or the one who moves forward with love in their heart and sincerity in their eyes. This person's next move will likely come from a place of emotion and honesty. They really want to express how they feel, even if it comes out imperfectly. So you can expect gestures that are heartfelt. Perhaps it is a message, or for some of you, maybe an apology, or a confession that feels very vulnerable. The Knight of Cups is not about grand theatrics, but instead it's more about emotional truth. This person really wants to share something genuine with you. The Three of Pentacles, on the other hand, adds a more grounded and more practical kind of energy. This card talks about collaboration as well as teamwork and the desire to build something real. So while the Knight of Cups brings romance, the Three of Pentacles brings follow-through. This is not just going to be a fleeting fantasy sort of thing. Your person really wants something that can work in the real world. There's also an energy here of wanting to learn how to love you better. The Three of Pentacles often appears when someone is willing to grow, to improve, and to put effort into understanding you. They might not have all the answers yet, but they are ready to try. And for some of you, this might mean a message that feels unexpectedly open-hearted coming from them very soon. For others, it could mean that this person will be slowly beginning to show some more consistency with you. Perhaps they'll be reaching out more often. They are going to be being more reliable or making some tangible efforts to bridge whatever distance between the two of you. If you have been waiting for a sign that they will take action toward you, this is your confirmation. The Knight of Cups says that their heart is moving, and the Three of Pentacles says their hands are ready to do the work. This person feels that you are someone worth opening up for. They're gradually learning to let their love outweigh their fear. And the message here for you is to trust that if you choose to nurture this connection, then it will manifest and it will come in divine timing. What is forming here is not just impulsive love. Instead, it is intentional love. And it is the love that will grow and it will steady and deepen with time. Finally, for the last part of our reading, let us get some more advice or words of wisdom for your love connection. First, we have new love with the message, embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. And then we have listen, be alert. The soft chiming bells call to nearby fairies. And finally, there is opportunity. There is no use looking for luck. It arrives at unexpected times. I really love how whimsical these cards are. Let us start off with our new love card here. This energy feels very connected to everything we've seen in your reading, particularly to our Ace of Cups. Your person's heart is definitely opening and making room for new love. I want to note that new love does not necessarily mean a brand new person. Sometimes it represents a renewal or rebirth of love, or the idea that the person is starting a new chapter and ready for love again. You are being reminded to welcome this energy without trying to control how or when it unfolds. Love may appear as an unexpected message, or a coincidental connection or reconnection, or even as an inner realization that softens or lets down your own walls. For some, this could mean the moment you and this person meet or meet again in a different light, where both of you are more ready, more emotionally and spiritually aware to truly see each other for the people that you truly are. This card is saying that this connection is not just romantic. It is transformational. It is meant to expand you. And it is meant to help you grow into the version of yourself that can give and receive love more freely, without fear or past patterns holding you back. The Empress and the Hermit were both on journeys of love, but in different ways. And new love now invites you both to meet somewhere in the middle, not in the old energy of fear or retreat, but in a fresh vibration of emotional truth and openness. Now let us turn to the Listen card. In your context, this message is all about sensitivity and intuition. There are subtle signs around you. There could be whispers of reassurance, coincidences that aren't exactly random, or moments when your heart feels suddenly full for no reason. This message is asking you to listen, not just with your ears, but with your soul. Especially if your person is the Hermit energy. They may not always communicate directly with you. But if you have been asking for signs from the universe about this connection, maybe it is going to come through songs, dreams, repeating numbers, or just those intuitive nudges that you get from time to time. This card reminds you to stay attuned to those small moments. You will sense when the energy shifts and when they're thinking of you, or when it is time to take a gentle forward step yourself. Listening also applies to the heart. If fear or doubt starts to cloud your mind, then take a pause and have a listen. What is your heart truly trying to say? The universe is guiding both of you toward emotional truth. You just need to stop and give yourself a moment to listen. And finally, for our beautiful opportunity card. This is the universe's little wink. It is a reminder that divine timing is at play. The connection you share with this person is not something that can be really rushed or forced or logically mapped out. Opportunity will arise naturally. Could be a moment of reconnection, a conversation that opens everything, or a twist of fate that somehow brings you face to face with each other. The key message here is trust. Just as the Hermit finds wisdom in stillness and the Empress thrives through patience, you are being asked to allow destiny to do its work. The opportunity for love that is true, beautiful, and long-lasting will appear when you are not chasing it, but instead when you are living in alignment with your own highest self. The universe wants you to know this connection is part of something amazing. Don't rush it, and also don't fear it. And don't close yourself off. Love is moving toward you. Perhaps it is moving softly, but it is moving surely, and it is coming in perfect timing. With that said, those are all the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, and please feel free to claim all the messages that you would like. Remember that this is a general reading, so if not every single message was for you, that is quite all right. As always, know that we do have the ability to shape our own destinies. And please let me know in the comments below if things resonated for you, and please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next one. This reading is for those of you who have chosen Group 3 with the Peach Candy. Thank you for being here today and joining me for this reading as we explore how your person is feeling about you right now, including their emotions, their thoughts, and the intentions that could lie beneath the surface of this connection. Whether this person is your soulmate, your future spouse, or someone you are simply just drawn to, we will be uncovering what is going on in their heart and how this connection could be evolving between you. Let us start off with an energy check to understand how both of you are showing up at this time. I have pulled one card for you and one card for your person, and you can choose which card feels more like you and which feels like your person. But if you notice that both cards resonate with you, it could be that you are mirroring each other in powerful ways. The cards we've received are the Knight of Wands for person 1 and the Four of Cups for person 2. Let us start off with person 1 with our Knight of Wands. This person's energy is fiery and inspired and very alive. They are full of passion and curiosity. They could be someone who likes to follow their heart as well as their instincts wherever they may lead. And this could represent someone who feels very drawn to this connection. Maybe they're even a little bit impatient for this connection to evolve. There's definitely a lot of excitement, a little bit of restlessness perhaps, and there is definitely some genuine enthusiasm here. This is also fire energy, so for some of you, we may have some fire signs at play for this person's sun, moon, rising, or Venus. The Knight of Wands person may have recently gone through a period of awakening where they realized what or who they truly want. There is the desire to take action for them. They want to explore. They want to experience love in its fullest intensity. This person does not want to hold back anymore. They might have moments of impulsiveness where emotion takes the lead over logic, but the reason for that is because their feelings are so strong and their heart is so ready and open. However, beneath that passion, there's also quite a bit of sincerity. The Knight of Wands may seem bold, but their courage comes from hope and from believing that this connection is something worth pursuing. Now for person 2, we have the Four of Cups. This person's energy feels very different. This person's energy is a lot quieter, more contemplative, and emotionally maybe even a little bit withdrawn. The Four of Cups represents a phase of emotional re-evaluation. This person may have been hurt before, or it's simply that they're feeling a little disconnected from their emotions right now. Even if love is being offered to them, and clearly from the energy of our Knight of Wands person, love is definitely being offered, perhaps this Four of Cups person might not know how to receive it. They could be a little bit preoccupied with past disappointment or feelings of uncertainty. Their focus might be on what went wrong in the past rather than what is being offered now. They are not uninterested though. Perhaps they're just emotionally unsure or afraid of misreading their own heart. For some of you who picked this reading, this person could be dealing with their own internal struggles at this moment. Perhaps they are healing from a breakup. They're trying to get over a loss, or they're struggling with some self-doubt. Their quietness does not mean they don't care though. Often, quietness could mean that they care so much that it is overwhelming them. This card is also water energy, so perhaps this person has a water sign for their sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or they're the type of person who is a bit of a gentle soul, and they are more fluid and they feel emotions very deeply. So in this dynamic, we currently have one person who is ready to run forward straight into love, and another person who is pausing to make sense of their own emotions. We have a bit of a mix of passion and hesitation, as well as wanting and waiting. If one or both of these sound a little familiar to you, then that means you have chosen the right group. Otherwise, feel free to pick another reading that you might have been drawn to. Now then, let us see what your person is thinking about you right now. What might be running through their mind when they picture you. The card we got is the Page of Swords. This is such a telling card when it comes to the idea of curiosity, observation, and mental focus. When this person thinks about you, they are analyzing, they are thinking hard, and they're trying to really understand you. The Page of Swords is a card of mental energy. They may be keeping an eye on you from afar as well, or checking your social media often, or thinking back on conversations that you've had, or trying to really decode what your actions and your words might mean. This person is very, very curious about you. They might even overthink your every interaction and replay your messages, or they might be often remembering something you said in passing that meant more to them than you might have realized. The Page of Swords energy is not necessarily open yet. It is inquisitive and curious, definitely. But this person could be in the phase of mental connection before emotional expression. They want to know more about who you are, what you feel, and whether or not you are open to them. They might be a little bit hesitant to reach out directly at this point, but their mind is constantly circling back to you. If you have sensed their interest, even if it is through their subtle signs, then that is exactly this page energy. It's the kind of energy that kind of lingers just outside the line of communication, waiting for that right time or the right courage to be able to step forward. Your person thinks that you are so intriguing. Perhaps they think you're so unpredictable and incredibly intelligent. You challenge them, maybe in ways that they can't quite define yet. And that is what keeps them thinking about you long after you part ways, or long before you even meet. There's also a message here that this person may want to communicate, but they don't really know how to do that. They could be composing messages that they never end up sending, or rehearsing what they would say if they had the chance to talk to you. Their mind is so busy with you, even if their words have not yet caught up. Now then, we shall move on to their heart space and figure out what they're actually feeling beneath the thoughts and all of this caution. The cards we have are, wow, it's the 10 of Cups. That's beautiful. And for your other card, there is the 8 of Swords. Again, such an interesting combination. Starting with our beautiful 10 of Cups. This one is such an emotionally fulfilling card. It represents joy and love and true emotional harmony, as well as the dream of everlasting happiness. When your person connects with their feelings about you, they get such an amazing sense of completion and contentment and joy. You represent the emotional ideal for them. You feel like home and the kind of person they could imagine a long-term fulfilling connection with. This card shows that when they let themselves feel, and when they drop the logic and the fear that they might have, they see you as someone who could really complete their emotional world. There is a lot of peace and warmth and even a sense of destiny attached to you. However, it is paired with the 8 of Swords. And here we can see there's some conflict. They are emotionally bound by fear and self-doubt at the moment, because the 8 of Swords speaks to mental restriction and being trapped in one's own anxieties and being unable to act freely. This tells us that even though their feelings for you are so pure and strong, they could be struggling to trust those feelings or to act on those feelings. They may fear rejection or loss, or it could also be a fear of change. They might also be overanalyzing the connection to the point that it kind of paralyzes them. There is a strong sense here that they do feel everything, but perhaps they're not exactly ready to let it all come into their heart. Not because of you, but it is because of themselves. So their current feelings are definitely very strong, but they're somehow fighting an inner battle. They want the emotional closeness of the Ten of Cups, but they're also trapped in that fear that if they reach for that beautiful emotional closeness, they might somehow ruin it. For many of you who picked this reading, this could be why your person's actions have been a little bit inconsistent. You might sense the love, but not see the effort. The truth is, their heart is ahead of their courage, and they are still learning how to bridge that gap so they can be able to come forward. Finally, we shall explore what your person's intentions or next steps might be toward you. The cards we got are the Six of Wands, and also you have the Knight of Cups. What a beautiful progression of energy. I really love this for you. There will be so much confidence and emotional honesty in store for you. Starting with our Six of Wands, this card represents victory and recognition as well as pride. Your person wants to be seen by you. They want your attention, they want your approval, and they want to share your warmth. Even if they have been holding back before, there is now a strong desire to show up, to be noticed, to make an impression, and to prove themselves to you. This card often appears when someone is ready to move out of a quiet phase and into a space of action. Your person is beginning to find their courage again, and they want to feel successful in love, and that desire might push them to finally take a step forward. For a few of you who picked this reading, I do want to mention that the idea of pride could also be something that holds this person back, or at least at the beginning. So this could delay or temporarily cloud their momentum toward you at the start. But paired with the Knight of Cups here, we see genuine emotion and a true love offer. The Knight of Cups is the romantic of the tarot. This is a dreamer who expresses affection through their words, through their gestures, as well as their heartfelt sincerity. And even for the few of you whose person might be held back by ego at first, in their heart there is this knight with his beautiful cup of love. Together, these two cards are suggesting that your person's next move may involve opening up emotionally. It could be through a message, a confession, or a gesture that makes their interest very clear without a doubt. They want to move from curiosity with the Page of Swords and fear with the Eight of Swords and into emotional action with our Knight of Cups. This might come through as a compliment or a heartfelt and connected conversation with you, or a moment where they finally drop their guard and they can finally speak from the heart. It may not be overly dramatic, but it will be very sincere. Their intentions are guided both by feelings of hope and by true connected feelings of love and joy. They do want to connect with you, but they also want to do it right. And they want to be sure that they are meeting you as their best self. For those of you who have been feeling your connection has been a little bit stagnant perhaps, these two cards are showing that change is coming. Their energy is building toward action, and their heart is steering toward emotional honesty. Your person is transitioning from inaction into motion and from fear into a lot of hope. You have been the one who has inspired your person to really face what they have been avoiding in the past. While it could take some time, the momentum here is building. Their emotions are stronger than their fears, and it will help them take their steps toward you. This connection could unfold a little bit more slowly, but if you choose to stay, continue to trust your own light and your own intuition. And before we finish this reading, let us get some last advice or words of wisdom from these cards. The first card we got is Romance, with a message, lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. Wow, this is such a beautiful card. I really think it parallels the growing warmth that has been present throughout this reading so far. Romance here is not just about those big, flashy gestures or sweeping declarations of love. Instead, it is about intentional presence. It is about showing up fully in those small moments and bringing kindness and patience as well as sincere care. Your connection carries such an emotional depth that, as we saw, both can stir a lot of passion with our Knight of Wands, as well as awakening fears like our Four of Cups and our Eight of Swords. Romance, in this case, is not just something to chase or to control. Instead, it is something to nurture. And this card invites you to keep your heart open without overextending it, and to give warmth without losing your own self. It's a reminder for you that love is not just something you wait to receive. It is something that you embody. If this connection is meant to blossom, it will respond most to care, to sincerity, as well as emotional presence. Just even a single act of authentic affection can sometimes do more than 1,000 strategies ever could. We also have 3 of these cute little message cards, and don't tell the other groups, but you get to have a little bonus message. So the first message is beginnings. Don't be afraid to start small. This speaks directly to the heart of where your person is at emotionally. Remember how their energy showed both curiosity as well as some fear. This card here is saying love does not need to arrive all at once. It can build more gently through small moments, through trust, and with time. Beginnings are not about perfection or certainty, but instead beginnings are about showing up and allowing something to take root. This could be a new chapter in your connection. This is also a message to honor your own pace. You don't need to have everything figured out all at once. You just need to allow that first step, however small it might be, to come through. Then we have retreat, with a message, never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. This is such an important reminder in a connection where one person's energy is fiery and forward-moving, while the other's energy is more cautious and contemplative. Love is not a race. Quiet moments are just as powerful as passionate moments. Retreat here does not mean withdrawing in fear. It means creating space where both hearts can breathe. Sometimes love deepens not through constant effort, but through stillness, like a moment alone to listen to your own intuition, or to let emotions settle, or to allow yourself or your person the space they may need to process their own feelings without pressure. Silence can be space for clarity, both for you and for your person. And finally, we have self-care with the message, tend to your garden. This is your anchor. This card brings the focus back to you, to your own well-being, to your joy, and your life outside of this connection. It could be very easy to get lost in another person's energy when love stirs so deeply and strongly for you. But your garden, your own heart, your own dreams, and your own inner world deserves tending as well. The best love stories often unfold when both people are standing in their own light. And so by nurturing your own joy, you create such a magnetic energy that draws love towards you naturally. You don't need to really chase or convince. You simply need to stay connected to your own self. And in more practical terms, this can look like spending time doing what makes you feel alive and investing in your own passions, or allowing yourself to retreat inwards and take some time for your own heart when you need a moment to rest. It is giving yourself the same care and devotion that you might offer toward your person. It looks like your person's heart is on a journey from hesitation toward hope, and your role is not to pull them forward. Instead, your role is just to stand firmly in your own truth and trust that what is real will rise to meet you. And with that said, those are all the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this beautiful reading, and please feel free to claim all the messages you would like. Remember, this is a general reading, so not to worry if not every single message was for you. As always, remember that we have the ability to shape our own paths. And please let me know in the comments below if things resonated for you, and please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next one.